Opportunity costs when you're sued for debt. Brought to you by Kenneth Chabert at yourlegallegup.com. Your advantage if you're being sued by debt collectors. I often talk about opportunity costs, and if you're defending yourself against a debt collector, you need to understand the concept. Very simply, an opportunity cost is what you give up whenever you choose to do one action rather than another. In other words, the world is full of opportunity costs. If you go down one road, you can't go a different way at the same time. And in debt collection, if they spend 20 hours preparing for and going to trial against one defendant, that could be 50 or more cases the lawyer can't be getting default judgments on in that same time. Of course, opportunity costs are not necessarily bad. It's just what happens when you choose one course of action over another. And note that these costs can be altered by later or other choices. For example, if their lawyer must spend 20 hours preparing to sue one defendant, they could always hire another one to pursue default judgments. But every choice has consequences, and hiring lawyers has a tendency to hurt the bottom line at the end of the day. Debt buyers or debt collectors make their money by creating a smooth, largely automated process of getting judgments and pursuing collection. They'll file 100 suits and manage to get 75 defendants served. Out of the 75 cases remaining, 65 or 70 will settle or default. It's the remainder of the cases that provide the challenge to the debt lawyers. Can they process them quickly enough to make money, or must they let them go? And even where the defendants hire lawyers, the debt collectors enjoy a heavy advantage in the early going, as they can handle many of these cases at one time, while the defendants' lawyers typically handle only one at a time. Opportunity cost begins to be a significant issue after the early stages of litigation, though. After the pleadings, that's a petition and answer, the form motions to dismiss, form discovery, and form objections, the debt collectors must finally begin to make important decisions regarding the use of their time. In other words, the debt collection lawyers are generally able to stay on autopilot until you file a motion to compel, and maybe even after that for a little while until you start making them confront your case on its own. That's why a motion to compel is so often a turning point. After you start making the lawyers spend precious time on your case and your case alone, opportunity costs quickly becomes a major issue for them. They may expect to win a judgment for $1,000 or $10,000 or more dollars, but the bigger the judgment, the less likely they are to be able to make you pay. And in exchange for getting that judgment, they either give up on many other cases they could file and win easily, or they hire another lawyer. Hiring another lawyer only looks smart at first glance, because there are enough debts out there for any debt collector to keep almost any number of lawyers busy. They're still paying one lawyer real money to go after one person who might or might not be able to pay in the end. That's a real cost. The opportunity cost is all the people that get away while they're chasing you. Debt collectors are after you for the money. In general, they don't care anything about you one way or the other. They don't care if you do or don't owe. And they don't care if you do owe and manage to get away, as long as they make more money going after someone else. They're not after you for any kind of principle, in other words. And if you can raise the real and opportunity cost for them high enough, they're probably not going to keep going after you at all. Your job is to stay in the suit fighting them until they either reach the decision to cut their losses, or until you can beat them if they don't. With a little help and persistence, you can do that. Protect what's yours and don't let the debt collectors rip you off. My site and materials can help. Go to yourlegallegup.com. Get my litigation manual and forums, or get the videos and defend yourself. You'll be glad that you did. You may not consider this video or anything I say in this or any video as legal advice. I cannot give you legal advice, but as a former lawyer, I do know the legal process and debt law very well. So use what I say as a source of information and apply your own judgment to your case. To get more help on fighting debt collectors and their lawsuits, go to yourlegallegup.com. Get my litigation manual and forums. If you appreciate this video, please take a second and like it, subscribe, and friend me, as these things will help others find my videos and begin to learn more about the debt litigation process. Defend yourself from the debt collectors on Facebook or YouTube, as these things help others find my videos and begin to learn more about the debt litigation process. Defend yourself from the debt collectors.